There are moments in life that demand a pause, not to escape the world, but to listen to it from within. What you're about to hear is not a speech filled with promises. It is a quiet realignment, a serene repositioning between who you are and who you are capable of becoming. This is not about grand declarations. It is about subtle correction, a disciplined shift in how you see yourself and how you move through life. We call it built confidence. Not the kind that depends on applause, but the kind that remains steady when no one is watching. Perhaps you have already felt that quiet calling, that sense that if you keep going the same way, something essential within you might be lost. That realization does not require drama, it requires clarity. As your attention returns to the present, your inner posture aligns, your voice gains weight, and your eyes no longer ask for permission to exist. That is not arrogance, that is maturity. It is the moment you understand that the direction of your life can no longer be left to chance. This message is an invitation to practice, a practice of presence, of discipline, and of truth. Here we will not talk about promises, we will talk about process. Because real power is not in conquering the world, it is in mastering yourself. Stoicism is the foundation of this path, a philosophy that teaches us to separate what we can control from what only distracts us, to see what is essential and what is merely noise. When that becomes clear, life changes, decisions gain firmness, fear loses shape. Confidence stops being an ideal and becomes a habit. Before we begin, make a small commitment to yourself. Go to the comments and write, "Today, I release my true potential." Write it as a promise to your own evolution, not as superstition, but as intention. True confidence begins when you understand the root of your doubt. It doesn't disappear suddenly, it fades quietly. It slips through small moments, a careless phrase, a failure you replay, a comparison that turns into a wound. The facts pass, but the story remains. And that story becomes your cage. If you are the one repeating it, you are also the one who can end it. Confidence is not given from outside. It is built through silent victories. Waking up earlier than you want, finishing what you start, trying again when it would be easier to quit. One small victory can ignite everything. Protect that flame. To grow stronger, you must revoke the judgments that shrink you. The event is always the same. What changes is the meaning you attach to it. Failure itself does not imprison you. Your interpretation does. When you learn to say, "I can learn from this," you reclaim your power. Every time you rewrite the story with awareness, you take back a piece of yourself. It is time to rebuild your beliefs. That inner voice whispering "you can't" is not truth, it's habit. Name what you feel. Find where it began. Reinterpret it with honesty. Transform pain into structure. The same bricks that once built your walls can now build your foundation. Your scars no longer need to hide. They can protect. Confidence grows stronger when you learn to detach from the outcome. Your worth does not live in results, it lives in repetition. When you act only for validation, you hand your peace to the world. Repetition transforms effort into fluency. Confidence grows from the habit of doing what is right, even when no one sees. And to keep walking, you must redefine your self-concept. Confidence is coherence, the harmony between what you think, say, and do. Make a sacred contract with yourself. Few promises, all kept. Small commitments honored daily build unshakable trust. When you can count on yourself, the world's opinion loses its power. Then learn to act in order to become. Do not wait for confidence to act. Act to build confidence. Identity is not found. It is sculpted, one decision at a time. Ask yourself each day, does this action bring me closer to who I want to be? If it does, continue. If it doesn't, adjust. Movement creates energy. Hesitation kills it. Remember that discipline is the architecture of self-respect. Imagine your confidence as an invisible account. Every kept promise is a deposit, every excuse a withdrawal. A high balance brings calm, a low one breeds self-doubt. Discipline is not punishment. It is reverence for your own existence. It turns intention into reality and silence into strength. To grow, you must also break the spell of comfort. Comfort whispers, you're fine where you are. But comfort without growth rots the spirit. Move, even slightly. 5 minutes of effort, one conversation you've been avoiding, one unfinished task finally completed. Movement is the antidote to mediocrity. When you move, you begin to unleash the power you've been hiding. You are not weak, you are restrained. You've silenced yourself for so long that you began to believe your own silence. But potential doesn't disappear, it waits. Speak, even if your voice shakes. Act, even if your hands tremble. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is loyalty to truth despite it. Still, confidence cannot exist while you feed insecurity. You must uproot it at its source. Insecurity grows like a parasite, feeding on hesitation. It hides behind prudence, humility, and patience, but it is still fear. The cure is not perfection, it is clarity. Act now, however imperfectly. Every decisive gesture chokes insecurity at its root. To stay strong, rewrite the image you hold of yourself. You are not your past, you are the meaning you give to it. The image you carry is not fixed, it's a draft. Challenge it through action. Speak when you'd stay silent. Stand firm when you'd retreat. Each act redraws your reflection until doubt has nowhere left to hide. You must also break the armor of comparison. Comparison is a thief disguised as reflection. You see someone's light and forget that it doesn't dim your own. Your path is singular, your rhythm unique. Admire others with grace, then return your focus inward. Peace begins when you stop measuring yourself by borrowed scales. But none of this is complete until you reconcile with your story. You cannot build strength while rejecting your past. Every mistake taught something that success never could. The past is not a prison, it is raw material. Use it wisely. And when fear returns, learn to transmute it into presence. Fear lives in the future. Bring yourself back to now. Name it, face it, walk anyway. Presence is not the absence of fear, it is fear without control. Each conscious step reclaims your freedom. Finally, heal the urge to become someone else. Insecurity often hides behind urgency, the race to become more, to arrive faster. But maturity is not speed, it is depth. Accept where you are not as resignation, but as foundation. Growth built on self-rejection always collapses. Patience is not weakness, it is wisdom. Your pace does not define your worth, your consistency does. And when you honor your own rhythm, you will never again fear falling behind. If you have reached this point, it means something in you is ready to rise. You are not seeking noise, you are seeking clarity. And clarity is the beginning of strength. If this message spoke to you, type the word gratitude in the comments. That is how I'll know you stayed until the end. And if you are new here, subscribe and join this journey of self-mastery. Now, I leave you with one question. When the noise fades and the world goes silent, who are you in that silence? Because that, more than anything else, is who you truly are.